Let's start.
It's whatever. I don't care.
It's recording, Yosi. Good, nice.
Oh, hey.
You want to introduce? Okay.
Welcome back to another Deacon Chatter podcast featuring the usual Matthew, Yosi. Why do I always read your names? I know Matthew, Musse, Nahom, and special guest today. Introduce yourself.
What's going on? My name is Nebeyu Samuel. I'm the DMV, primarily Maryland. Yeah.
Hey, why do I remember when we were in your car and Woody said the Confederate or the Maryland flag was like racist, like Confederate monogamous?
Yeah. Proved them wrong because they said these crossed through are like Confederate symbols, but those are called of Baltimore. It was made in the 16th century. It had no correlation with Confederacy.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
DMV proud. You feel me? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, Georgia.
Yo, don't help us to win. Shut up.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is Georgia right now is for Trump. It's like not playing, but
Yeah, no, Georgia's red. I think she's gonna be red. Yeah.
Did you just assume George's gender?
All right. So that was the last two
I'm just kidding.
podcasts. We're done. No more he, she, them, cow, beef pronouns. We're keeping those in the past.
Sorry.
Right. For future reference, refer to me as. Okay, I'm done. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about U.S. politics, talking about the presidential race, presidential election going on. Today's election day, right? Am I tripping? Or was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
Never mind. Yo, it's confusing, bro. But as y'all are watching this, you might already know who won the election. We might know by tonight. We don't know yet, but it's just a touchy subject because of the amount of like circumstances going with the election. But I'm gonna say it like that. So first, before we get really started, I want to just see predictions and see how y'all are feeling about this. Y'all, as in people in the podcast, not like the viewers. So I'm gonna start with Neb. Like, who do you think is gonna win, and who do you want to win? Actually, let me say it like that. Who do you want to win, and why?
All right. So, going on, y'all. I would definitely say I am definitely hoping Joe Biden wins. As it looks right now, mathematically, it is in his favor. I do want Joe Biden to win because last 4 years, I am sick of the administration that we've had. Like, it is literally spineless and disgusting. I mean, come on, like the amount of, like, not even putting children in cages, but the fact that he has, what really made me understand that he was a horrible president was when they had Russia had bounties on American soldiers' heads, and Donald Trump went against our foreign intelligence, like the CIA and the FBI, and was agreeing with Russia's prime minister. This man has countlessly and repetitively rolled over for foreign dictators, and I'm tired of that. I need someone to stand up for it. I mean, Joe Biden wasn't my first pick, but I think he's definitely someone that can bring this country together. Also, Donald Trump is a racist. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care what y'all think. He is a racist. Like, y'all can sit here and be like, he helped the black community. He hasn't done much for the black community. And the fact that he sits here and says he's done more since Abraham Lincoln, y'all don't understand. Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Voting Act. He gave us people of color the right to vote fairly. He did more than that? Are you kidding me? No. I don't want to get too much, but yeah, that's my take on the election.
Even if he wasn't, like, he didn't, like, what's it called, call out white supremacy. Like, he like when he was on the first, I think, presidential debate, like, he was told, are you going to call him out? And he's like, what do you want me to, like, he just acted like he made, that was very clear. Like, it's
Yeah. One thing I want to say to what Neb said, Abraham Lincoln was racist. I hope y'all know that. Like, he was also.
He did not free the slave because it was morally wrong.
He did
not. I want to be clear. Like, it was just financially best decision. Also, he didn't want when the unions seceded. He didn't want them to use slaves as an advantage. You know.
Yeah.
Itself is a horrible, horrible thing. I mean, to be real with you, I can't mess with that administration. The whole Republican Party's trash. Throw it all away. Throw it all away.
Yeah. To be honest.
Okay. I'll go. So who I think is gonna win, like Neb said, mathematically Biden is in favor, but as we were talking before, there is still a chance Trump can somehow miraculously come back, slither into the White House for another 4 years. Personally, who I want to win, I would say Biden, but like as like an individual, I don't support either one. which I said Biden only because the fact how, as Neb said, the way Donald Trump has handled his presidency in the past 4 years, the stuff he said, the way he's acted, how he's like displayed America as a country and overall, how he's handled the coronavirus pandemic and everything. I would say I want Biden, but individually, like as a person, I don't support either one. Yeah, I think I hit on everything.
Yosi?
Same. I don't want it to be repetitive, but I think we can all agree that Biden's no saint, but he's no Trump. You know, Trump is bad. You know, Trump is a bad.
He's a bad boy.
He's I don't really go into politics, but the whole, like Neb said, how he handled especially something as big as COVID, I think it seems like he cares more about the economy and money than he does about individual lives, because he rushed to open schools, to open businesses, without any clear plan. At least that's how it looked to me. And I think it was too sudden, without any clear, like, tangible, like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. That's just what I've seen, especially like opening, the little kids, like elementary, middle schools. I didn't think that was the wisest thing. I mean, he just has to go. I'm sorry. He just needs to go. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Musachin?
Yeah. I was gonna say we can all pretty much say like we're settling for Biden. No one's openly like Biden, Biden. Like we're settling. Yeah, it's just like Yosi said, I'm not really a politician, like I don't really know. But like I can say this year, even if I wasn't so like invested into politics and like the economy, I definitely saw a change in like aspects that really concerned me more. And so I guess that's what really led my decision into saying Biden. But yeah, we can all agree that we're settling for Biden and we're pretty sure he's gonna win.
No. Can I add before now? At the time we're recording this, it's 264 Biden and Trump 214, according to Google's election.
Nevada decides it, bro.
Yeah, Nevada decides
it. Is it when it's over 270 that like declared
whoever hits 270 is declared the winner, no matter like
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, 270 or above, but yeah, that's just the threshold, I guess.
That's the minimum, yeah. You need at least 270 to win.
Yeah.
And Nevada's exactly 6, so it'll get him to.
Yeah. And if he wins Pennsylvania or any other state, Georgia, but God, that's it. There's no reason to count the votes at that point, to be honest, because
for Trump to win, I think we said he has to win every state he's leading in, including Nevada and Georgia. Yeah, and as we said, he could potentially lose Georgia too, but just because
it's close.
Still, it's pretty close, and there's still a good amount to count. And yeah, that's the only way Trump can win. That we were talking about.
Nahom?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to add other than what everyone else has said so far. But one thing I am going to say, I read this earlier in the morning on New York Times. They said that there's over 200,000 votes that weren't counted yet.
Yeah.
And they were from areas that are usually leftist. So like it's still like there's still a chance that like Georgia can be flipped to blue. If that's the case, then yay.
Yeah, because Georgia, I read that it has in Gwinnett there's like 80,000 unaccounted for votes, and Georgia has 16 electoral votes, and Nevada has 6. And I'm no math wizard, but I think 16 is more. So if he gets Georgia, then that'd be nice too.
Yeah.
But
And just to address on the thing, you can go, Neb, it's fine.
I was gonna say, I really believe if Joe Biden can somehow squeeze a dub out of Georgia, I think that's presidency right there. That's
I think so too.
And I think the reason Georgia is so close, we were talking about this before we started recording, it's just about the like past like 5-6 years, Georgia really has become diversified. Like, people think of it as this like farmer country, but like if you come to like the cities, like big city like Atlanta, Macon, stuff like that, like you see a lot of people of color, a lot of people with different sexual orientation, people of like different states, different countries, like other parts of the earth. So I think that's the reason why Georgia is so close. Just because of how Atlanta has been growing in the past few years.
Yeah. What's it called? Yeah. I'm Biden simply because I don't know. I mean, when you think about it, like from 2008 to 2016-ish, basically, the Obama administration, while I think Obama, as in he's overrated simply because he was the first black president, and I think people give him more props than he deserves. They still inherited an economic collapse of 2008, the stock market crash of that year. They had to deal with the LGBTQ rights situation and like that whole finagle situation. And they dealt with the military like reform, stuff like that. Iraq, like Iran, like all that, like they had to deal with that. And I think from like Biden and Obama left the White House a pretty good place, like for when Trump inherited it. And I think, in my opinion, I don't think Obama as a black man would endorse like a racist man that they're calling Biden. And I just trust that like if Obama's going to co-sign Biden and like put like, because let's say Biden like, is this racist, monomosexual, like predator, but Obama's going to get dragged along with him because he co-signed him like the whole election. So my opinion, I think if Obama co-signs him, I'm going to, trust that Obama is telling the truth. Not only that, like with the options we have, like there really is no like, unless we wanted to vote for Andrew Yang, there's really is no better options left in the race. And we're damn not voting for Kanye West. So, I mean, Biden 2024 or 2020, I'm dumb. Yeah. But yeah. So
I actually saw that Kanye actually had like 100,000 votes or something like that.
Yeah, people actually voted for
Kanye. Stupid. I am convinced people are stupid. I don't know. He called his party the birthday party.
Yeah.
The what party?
The birthday party.
Like that should have been a red flag in its own. Like, I'm voting for the birthday party.
Have y'all seen his? Have y'all seen his campaign website?
No.
His campaign website is actually it's pretty funny. It's very disorganized, and there's just like random Bible verses. And it's got my vote.
Yo, I want whatever crack he's.
Bro, what is this?
That crack. Yo, Kanye gets that good crack, dog. Like he's been demented since 2017.
Kanye's website looks like my school website. Like that's how bad it is.
Yo, I think
it's terrible.
After Bruce Jenner transformed, bro, I think he just lost it, bro. He just said screw humanity.
Damn.
It's the Kardashians, bro. I promise you, the Kardashians really okay. We're done on that topic, but next topic. Let's just move on from that. Here's the thing, right? Trump has declared a lawsuit in Michigan, I think, because of something about votes, and he stopped the votes from being counted. Regardless, Biden won Michigan, but he also stopped the counting, I think, right before it ended. He wants a recount in Wisconsin. Pennsylvania lost 300,000 ballots. Do y'all think this is just a coincidence, or do you think like something's going on behind the scenes that we just don't know about?
No, I think it's well. Like, how would you, bro? Like, this is like smooth and active voter oppression. Like, it has been going on. Like, voter suppression is not a new thing. It's been happening for years. Like, let me tell you something. Before the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was signed by Lyndon B. Johnson, they would do voter suppression where, like, when you came into polling places, they would have, like, literacy tests for African Americans, right? So, like, you understand what they would ask you. Like, one of the questions recorded was, how high is up?
Like, what?
Like, I can be like, up is 3,000 feet in the air. How high is up? And you like, oh, 4,000. No, you're wrong. You can't vote.
Bro,
like, we're laughing now, but like, yo, imagine
that's what they had to go through. So like, this is like for example, like you've seen the long lines in voting booths. Like, voter suppression always, like I people say I do too much, but to suppress the minority, the black and brown vote has been a thing. Like, for during the primaries in in Kentucky, Louisville is their largest county. Imagine having one polling place. Thomas, imagine like for y'all Georgians, and Thomas, Montgomery County for us, right? Or like Fulton County, y'all. Imagine having one place to go vote.
Yeah, no.
Like, how does that work? Like,
and waiting an hour.
Large county to have all, and primarily Democrat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Atlanta is a primarily, what's it called, minority, like Black, African American city, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So like having those, like, how does that work? It doesn't. So like, I think him trying to stop the vote. I mean, he's been doing this for a while, claiming that ballots will be rigged, or what's it called? That they're gonna steal away the election. He just can't face the facts that Americans are kind of fed up with him.
Yeah.
But even though, what kind of is like surprising to me still is just how close everything is. Like,
I think that just makes me think, like, America truly, it's never been better. Like, America was truly never ready for a black president. I believe that, like, it happened and they were surprised. And the fact that, like, they're willing to vote in this racist, xenophobic person back into office really surprised. Like, you not see videos like how Trump supporters went towards Michigan, in Detroit, Wade County, where like they were trying to demand them to stop the vote, counting the vote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously that one county is what like saved Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what's it called. Another reason I think people aren't voting is, if I'm not mistaken, Trump told his people, like, stand outside the polls, like, watch them. And I know personally, my parents, they voted by mail just out of fear. Like I said before, my county is like a majority white, like red, but like Caucasian, like Trump supporters. And the fact that they aren't comfortable going to vote, like, in person, like, it shows a lot about, like, Trump as a person and what he's telling his supporters to do.
Yeah. I saw this poll on Twitter, and it said that one of the things that Trump has done is made people comfortable to take their racism and make it public and make it okay. And
well,
like,
the president
also seen on Twitter, like, all these racist rants always end with one of them going like, "Oh, Trump 2020." Like, that has honestly been like a racist slogan this whole time. Like, do some racist stuff and then Trump 2020. Like,
yeah.
Did y'all see Lil Pump's thing? He's supporting Trump.
Okay, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing with rappers supporting Trump. I don't think they support Trump because of what he stands for. It's literally just money. It's the tax bracket that they're in. Like, Lil Pump, if you're finna sit here and tell me Lil Pump knows one thing about, he probably doesn't even know how to count. Like, Lil Pump does not know how to, like, he's just worried about his bag. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I respect that, but it's just like, yo, like, I'm not gonna even like regard his opinion simply because he's just doing it for money. Now, Biden's tax plan, yo, like, I'm just glad I'm not in that tax bracket. No, I don't think any of us are. So I'm just chilling, right? Or like, ever going to be. But like, still, I don't like, 50 Cent, Lil Pump, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne isn't low-key racist. I've seen some stuff of him. But
dude, I saw that he on Twitter, he went public about his him supporting Trump. Then he lost like hella fans, and then his girlfriend
broke up with him. Yeah, there was this video.
Tough.
There's a video of Lil Wayne. It was some interview. It was talking about Black Lives Matter. He's like, "Do you support Black Lives Matter?" He was like, "What is that?" Now, like, yo, mind you, this is like in May. Like, Black Lives Matter, like, George Floyd's already died. Ahmaud Arbery's already died by this point. So, like, if you don't know Black Lives Matter, you're just clueless. He doesn't know what Black Lives Matter is, and he said he doesn't care, like, all lives matter. He basically said that, like, inherently, like, if you dumb it down, he said that.
Alrighty, love that.
But just to end what I was saying, it's just like, I think about the rappers thing, like, they don't know what they're talking about. They're just doing it for money. They're just doing it, like, and low-key Trump, I'm not going to sit here and lie. One thing he did well during his presidency was economics. Like, our country was very good. Like, the stock market, I think, was the highest ever been since before the crash. Like, it's been going on an upwards trend since he came into office. That's the one thing he's done. Like,
you gotta understand, though, we were near a recession last summer, though.
Yeah, no.
Last summer, we were very closely, scarily to a recession.
We were. No.
And, like, I mean, you have to understand, Donald Trump has made, jobs, right? But not as much as he claims to make.
Yeah, no.
You got to understand. And they also, like, Republicans love to point fingers saying that Obama put us into a recession. You got to understand the reason why we got into recession was because of George Bush.
Yeah.
George Bush in the recession. Like, they call it the recession of 08. Yeah, Obama was elected in 08, but you have to understand, he didn't take office until January.
He inherited it. He didn't make it.
Obama never really stepped into office until January of 2009.
Yeah.
So he took us out of recession, and Obama gave us a nurturing and an economy and its own growing. Unemployment hit 4%, one of the all-time lows by the time that he was president.
And Trump took that and
black black unemployment was at the lowest it's ever been, right? Under Trump, right? But because it was already lowering under Obama. You have to understand.
Yeah.
Donald Trump walked in and took credit for stuff he didn't do.
Yeah.
Like he has walked in and been like, oh, like economy's doing well. That's me. No, it was doing well already. Like Obama put it in play.
Yeah.
And how horrible he's handled COVID, right?
Yeah.
And how this economy took a major hit. It's going to, and if God forbid, if Donald Trump wins this election, it'll be really amusing to see how he tries to fix the economy. Because you understand, he's only passed one stimulus check from the beginning of COVID until now, right? One stimulus plan package, right? If you plan that out from like when it happened to now, he's basically giving Americans $5 a day to live off.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like,
that's stupid. Nah.
His economics weren't brilliant.
It wasn't brilliant. No, I mean, he definitely inherited it, and I mean, he didn't ruin it. I think we can say he didn't ruin it from what he inherited, but
he didn't. He wasn't doing that great, but yeah, he could have done better. He could have. I definitely believe he could have like expanded because he's falsely claiming he's created over 7,000 jobs. I'm giving it it's roughly about 400,000 jobs, even though jobs are great, right? Yeah. I 100% believe that under the Biden campaign, like there'll be more jobs coming from him, like from that plan.
No. And the thing about COVID is like when you think about it, like even though Ebola is a different disease and it's harder to contract and stuff like that, Ebola could have ruined America. Like Ebola, if Ebola was the same amount of cases that we had for Corona, like I promise you, y'all don't know lockdown. I promise you, y'all do not know lockdown. Y'all do not know quarantine if Ebola was as rampant as it was. And Obama and Biden put that. There's 2 cases. I think we knew their names. Like we knew who had Ebola. Yeah. It was that bad. With Corona, like he knew about it in January, like that it was a thing. Not that it was like it was in Wuhan. I think that's what it's called, Wuhan. He knew about it since January. Didn't shut down. Like I was still in school until March 14th. Like you know how crazy that is. Like a deadly virus. Now, granted, it's just it's like a harsh flu, but a deadly virus is going on in China, and you know about it, and you wait until it gets into our territory to close anything.
You understand? Like the first case in America was like around Tumkat weekend for all of us, where we'll celebrate Tumkat and all that.
Yeah,
it was like the first known case of COVID was in California.
Yeah.
And he wants to say like he had an executive order to ban. You understand? Like over 200,000 people still came in and out of China to America. Like he hasn't done a good job. Like he claims that like it mind boggles me that he's willing to like say he did a good job. He's literally at this point said we're just gonna have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Like he wants to say they're rounding the corner, but literally I remember this past weekend we had the highest spikes in one day of positive cases.
Yeah.
Hospitalization and like some of these southern states are out of control. Like you can't tell me like what's it called? Like he's doing a good job when literally thousands of people have been dying.
Nah, I mean, and it's like the way he goes about it too. Like his whole family does not wear a mask. I don't know if y'all peeped that.
Yeah, they don't.
I don't think I've seen him wear a mask.
I mean, no, they were forced to wear it. Like they don't wear it willingly. They were forced. Like
I don't think I've seen him like at all. I don't think I've ever seen Trump himself wear one.
But
that's just me.
What gets me though? What gets me is like he's literally willing to sit here and what's it called? Say like just like mask shame Joe Biden. Remember in one of the debates?
Yeah.
And then got COVID like
a week. COVID later on. Yeah. No, the funny thing is apparently he knew people around him contracted COVID, but still went out to events.
You know, I heard
before he was cured. Did y'all peep that?
He left the hospital before he was cured. Like he was admitted to the hospital. He left 3 days later, and he went to the White House he still had COVID with symptoms.
Yeah. Like, he didn't wear a mask there either.
Have y'all like
rip his mask off and like show like, oh, I'm better than this virus, and he wants to say like, don't let the virus control you. The dude has received over $100,000 worth of like treatment, had the best military doctors around him at Walter Reed General Hospital. Like, we can't have that. Like, God forbid any of us or one of our family members catch COVID. Are we gonna be able to get that treatment at Walter Reed?
No, we're going to Holy Cross, my guy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the way Holy Cross like 4 hours too. You can be dead in the lobby before they get into you. Like, it is so mind-boggling that what's it called? He like, and then like, and he wants to like. I'm just fed up, man. Like this.
And then I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, the reason people are dying is because of Trump. Because in the end, like we've seen it ourselves, I think we can all agree, it is partly due to the ignorance of the American people. But the reason I feel like they're ignorant is just how the president is. Like, I mean, if you see your president not wearing a mask, you think the people are gonna wear a mask? Like, I think that's just a correlation there. So, I mean, we can blame Trump's too, but I feel like also it's like our responsibility, like, people in general, like, just ignorant, like, you know, like mask became like a political thing. Yeah, like if you wear a mask, you're a Democrat. If you don't, you're a Republican. And
didn't people actually use bleach at some point?
Mm-hmm.
People were drinking. No, because Trump went on air or something, and he was like talking about what was it called? It was like the spray. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Clorox. Thank you.
He went on something, and then he said something like there's like a drug, or not a drug, but like a chemical, a compound that is in Clorox, like in these cleaning supplies that they're using to like test with the COVID vaccine. Now he went on like air and he talked about it. There you go with these racist people going and like, oh, if I drink this, you know, God is gonna heal me, stuff like that. Under Abisha Fob, like only believing Tsaba is gonna cure you type stuff.
I don't understand where like the mentality is at that point. Like, you can't be like drinking Clorox gonna cure me. Like, at some point we gotta start believing science. Like, I mean, if the sciences are like, again, like you said, like I believe like Tsaba that can do cures.
Yeah.
But I believe, like, here's the thing, though. I believe God is like our God is a reasonable God. Like, like, you know, like, of course, I can cure you, but I mean, also science is there for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, God created these people with, you know, smart ideas and brains.
Yeah.
To help us, to have medicine to help. Like, I don't understand, like, how one thought drinking bleach was gonna be a magical cure. To be honest, I mean, I don't wish death on no one, obviously, but like if they did it, I really feel like I hope they learned from that. Hopefully they didn't pass away, but I hope they learned from that experience that like they can be stupid.
Okay.
Musse, and I think Musse said he wants to talk.
Man, Wi-Fi.
Nah, Yosi been waiting. Yosi, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't really have anything to say. I was just gonna say like I think the fact that that plus I don't know if y'all have seen his rallies. They look like concerts. Like y'all know, like
that's the closest thing we've had.
Yeah, like concerts like back in the day. Like no one's wearing masks. Everyone's like shoulder to shoulder, and like there's no social distance. Like I saw Obama talking at
Biden,
like in support of Biden. Yeah, and everyone was still in their cars. He told them not to get out of their cars, and like the applause was them blowing the horn. Like if you wanted to cheer, you just sat there and blew the horn. But like for the Trump thing, yeah, there were some people with masks, like some MAGA masks or whatever. But for the most part, there weren't. There weren't.
I mean, like I know we talked about like what Neb said, like, oh shoot, my bad. You got to stop completely. Keep talking. Sorry.
No, that's it. No, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. I thought I was talking over you. My bad. But I think Neb said earlier, like these Trump supporters are like more like outspoken and more like openly racist because of Trump. Like he's, you know, like inspiring them, quote unquote.
Yeah, he made them comfortable with the racism.
And like when I think about it, I'm just sitting here like I don't like it. Just like I'm first of all, like I don't understand what like it is. Like, I don't understand how people can be racist in general, right? Like just looking at human life and just be like, oh, his life means less because of his color, skin, and almond. But when you think about it, and like it's just like the difference. Like you are like how like deafar means like how bold you have to be to really go to up to black people or go up to people who are like in support of Biden or in support of like what's right. And then like the stuff they be saying, like I think it was Neb. I don't know if you saw Lewis Snap, but like they be flying with Trump like flags and like, but it looks like you know, like those trucks that when you get married like in the movies, like you know what I mean, it looks like it's decorated like that, but with Trump 2020 all over it. I'm just like, yo, you have the audacity to drive around with that on, like, yo, if I did that with Biden, like, Crystal, that's my life.
And
that's
I'm gonna just say,
like,
no,
go.
I'm gonna just say, like, I don't condone Trump's racism, but I do admire that he's like hear me out. I admire how open he is. Cause listen, if he took his openness about everything and bid it for something positive, like imagine how much more we could do. Like you know,
if he was as open about racism with
like
other
if you would,
important things.
like with other important things, like imagine how much America could have accomplished.
Because like open with Corona.
And like you know, like you just like I feel like that's just one of his best qualities, like is he'll put it out there straight up, but he's putting the wrong things out there, like he's supporting the wrong things.
And like what's it called, you were talking about people with flags. Like yes, I was headed to Virginia this past weekend on Sunday, and they had something called the Trump train, where like through the whole DMV Beltway, where they had like everyone came out in their cars with like Blue Lives Matter flags, Trump 2020, like you know, like trying to like talk up the highway. Like, first of all, I want you to understand, like it makes me laugh when you go to DMV and do this, right?
Yeah.
Because look what happened. DMV went where?
I think majority everything was blue,
funny
right?
thing is, like
the whole Upper East Coast is blue.
Like, and the funny thing also what makes me super laugh is like they really want to sit here, like you just expose yourself to being racist. That's what I really feel like at this point in life, if you are supporting Trump, you're a racist.
Yeah, there's no way.
I want you to argue me, please. Like I would sit down and change my mind. I'd be open to someone to change my mind, but you're openly racist.
And like we had one of those things too to add on. So by our mall, there's like a 4-way intersection. So one side we had the Biden supporters, another side we had the Black Lives Matter, and then the two sides we had the whole Trump thing. And I kid you not, there's people like families there with their 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds dressed up with Trump stuff. Like there's people who don't even know what Trump stands for out there waving his flags like it's a concert. And like I'm just like, you're really raising your kids like this way. Like
to appreciate the hate. That's why I feel like they're raising their kids to appreciate the hate.
Yeah.
Like to accept the hate, to accept like all the negativities brought to this country, right? To be honest, they're like raising them to be like, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, oh, you hate that man because you, I don't know, let's say like if they see someone die of, you know, police brutality, right? Like, oh, you think he deserved to die because he wasn't a good person? Yeah, okay, cool, accept that. Like, love that. Like, at the end of the day, it is super interesting to see, like, it makes a different topic, but like to see that like people will really vote for this man.
Yeah.
And some of them, honestly, I just feel like they vote for him just because he's Republican.
Like, to kind of piggyback off what we were saying earlier too, before we started the call, and kind of like what we're kind of saying now, like friends, and like I don't think we have family that are supporting Trump, but friends especially, like who support Trump and are like have different political views than you. Would you support like you know, would you still be friends with them, even though like a difference in political views, Nahom? And the one thing I say is, you can have different political views. Like if you believe, you know, gun, like stuff like gun, like the gun amendment or the Second Amendment. Am I tripping? Your Second Amendment, I think. Yeah. Stuff like that. Sure, like we can disagree. I don't care. But if what you're agreeing to and if what you believe goes against my moral code, goes against like for my religion, for example, if it goes against stuff like that, I'm sorry, but like I just can't. I don't respect you as a person. I don't think that we can be friends simply because every time I look at you, I like if you support Trump, you yourself are racist, you are monogamous, like everything that he stands for, you also stand for. Like you can't vote for somebody and not believe what they stand for in a sense, if that makes sense. Now, with Biden, there's no one else. Like there's no one better to vote for except for him. But just in general, like the stuff that you believe matters to me, if that makes sense.
I'll go now. Well, personally, like I really could care less. Like I don't. We were having this discuss in a group chat. I could care less about who you support, cause like I'm not gonna sit here and cut you off because you support somebody else or you agree that this is right and I think this is wrong. Cause personally, that I just don't think like I don't mess with that. Like if I'm not saying like what you're saying is wrong, but like personally, I don't think like I don't really care like if you support Trump, because in the end, like I'm not gonna let a political viewpoint cut off a friendship. Like that's just me. Like if you support Trump, okay, like we can debate, but the point where it becomes openly like like F your opinion, like that's when it becomes an issue to me. But until it gets there, like if it's just respect, like I'm gonna respect your opinion, I'm gonna respect you as a person. But until then, it's like I really wouldn't care. That's just me though.
I definitely feel like one thing about me, I feel like I am very like passionate on like certain subjects, and especially like I really am invested in American politics due to the fact that like
yes,
I think we can make this a better if we band together and work together. With that being said, I definitely believe like some things I can let slide again, like Second Amendment might be like interesting to me, depending. Like, I just don't feel like people need that many guns, but it's a different subject. Maybe like it'll be hard. Like someone to, like, especially with Donald Trump and seeing like how he has disregarded like lives due to whether it be COVID or like the Black Lives Matter movement and like this minorities in general, whether it be lives or what. It would be hard for me to sit down and be like, oh, like man, it'll really be hard. Like to be honest with you, like I don't know, like maybe one thing I might be open to might be like it's a touch topic again, like when it comes to the idea of abortion, obviously. But then again, I feel like that's the woman's choice, not mine anyway. But different topic. I definitely believe like I would be otherwise than that, it would really be hard for me to like really I could be acquaintances or but like, it would be hard for me to sit and really be genuine friends with someone who literally like has told like in a way with that telling me that my life to him doesn't matter, right? That me being my people of my kind have been disproportionately hurt, disproportionately killed, or disproportionately jailed at a higher rate than you. That you think my people are lazy. Like I can't be friends with you because of that. Like that just rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, and
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and go ahead, Musse. I don't even know what
I was gonna say like I was gonna say, as much as I like, when it comes to politics, I'll say I'm a chatter. I don't really know what I'm talking about. But in this situation, who you vote for, like obviously, like Matt said, like it's his opinion to have his opinion on opinions, if that makes sense. But other topics, I'd respect your opinion. But in this situation, it kind of shows like your character. Like it kind of shows like what you think is okay. And so in that instance is where I'm kind of like Neb said, I would really consider whether or not I actually call you like a genuine friend. I mean, I may wave here and there, but like, and before with the whole like rigging and stuff, I just wanted to say, I don't, the sole reason I think that there may be rigging is because if any of y'all have seen Scandal, I just want to say that show has scarred me. From now on, I just think there's something always wrong with the government. So I'm convinced that there's something going on. I just don't know what. But yeah, other than that, that's my viewpoint.
If not Scandal for me, it's just the 2016 election. Watching that, everyone was like, "Oh, Hillary got in the bag," Hillary got it, and then we got this person in office for the last 4 years. Yeah.
Hillary did get it. I mean, she got the popular vote and the electoral college, and that whole thing is, but like that's a whole different discussion of whether electoral college is fair and stuff like that. But I mean, Hillary did win the popular vote, and Biden just broke the record, like Obama's record for most popular votes in an election. So I mean,
I'm not gonna hold y'all. This is random. Like because I'm invested in politics, the Democratic Party with the nomination have been disappointing me. Like Hillary Clinton, I didn't even vote. I couldn't vote back then because I wasn't old enough, right?
Yeah.
But I was like unmotivated even as a non-voter. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
All right. Like, I mean, don't
we can all agree that.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to see a win president. Like, to be real with you, I'm gonna catch a lot of flack from this, right? But
yeah, I would
during the primaries, I was heavily on Kamala's ticket. She kind of won me persuasively. Like, I couldn't. I mean, my state, we pushed our primaries back before the votes could happen. Mm-hmm. So, like, by the time my vote came through, like, it was Joe Biden. That's it. But like, I was really heavy on like Kamala and Bernie. But like, to be real, like, even Joe Biden, like, okay, I'll do it. Like I would have, and I love his pick for Kamala Harris. Like, I really enjoy Kamala Harris. Like, besides her, like, I mean, her record's a thing, but her mental health plan, which I think mental health is a super important thing. Her mental health idea, I heavily, really love that she adopted that, and I want her. I'm a holder to it to finish that. But to be honest, man, like, I'm much love for like Joe Biden. I'm riding with him till the next 4 years, but man, the next 4 years there's gonna be somebody interested, man.
Yeah, I think the past couple elections, like the past two, maybe I wasn't born. I was young before Obama, but I feel like both parties have put up some pretty crappy like candidates. Like I feel like I feel like it could be better in my eyes. Like I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like it could be way better for the people who are we pitting up to lead this country.
I don't mean to be rude. Like, who is Mitt Romney? I haven't heard of him before the election, and then afterwards, I still haven't heard of him. Like, he's a senator from Utah.
I mean, that's probably why Utah.
I completely forgot about him, honestly.
Like, I mean, John McCain was a viable candidate against Obama in 2008, but Mitt Romney.
Chill. But not gonna lie to y'all, this podcast ran for over an hour, I think, at this point. But we could do a part 2. We'll see how this video does. I'm about to end this recording and make a new one because there's no way people are gonna watch an hour and a half of us talking. So thank you for watching this podcast. Neb is gonna also be on the next episode at this point too. Not next, like as in the other one, but like the one we're about to record in 5 minutes. But thank you for watching. Everyone say bye. I'm ending this right now.
Hey, before real quick, mess with my IG, official Neb __.
It's gonna be in the description.
In the description.
Mess with it. I promise y'all.
Fix my Wi-Fi.
2030. I'm gonna be the next governor of Maryland.
Yes. Hey. Let me not. I always try to end the meeting when I end these.